Omaha Beef Football. Prime dancers, rump roasters, slaughterhouse. Are you ready? DJ next one. You ready? 3, 2, 1, go.
Hello, Omaha Beef fans. This is the Prime Cuts of Omaha Beef podcast, and I am your host, Matt Patton. And I am so excited for tonight's episode. We are live right here on the Shady Sports Network. Tune in each and every week for the best Omaha Beef coverage. Tonight, we want to get started by saying thank you to one of our sponsors. Our sponsor for tonight is Our Mechanical Heating Conditioning. At Our Mechanical, we do not cut corners and we don't make excuses. We just do the job right the first time. Call us at 402-871-3275 and see what great service is really all about. Tonight, we've got a very special guest. It's going to be another member of the 2023 Omaha Beef roster. And without further ado, let's take a look.
Looks like Steven Fluker, though, is still out there on offense. Here's a pass.
Ladies and gentlemen, he played at Lane College in Jackson, Tennessee, both basketball and football. He played professionally for 6 different indoor football teams, and he was a member of the 2022 CIF champions. He is our guest tonight, offensive lineman for the Omaha Beef, Steven Fluker. Steven, welcome, and thank you for being a part of the Prime Cuts of Omaha Beef podcast.
Thank y'all for having me.
Awesome. Well, let's just dive right into it. All right. We talked a little bit about your college career. So out of high school, you got a scholarship to Lane College in Jackson, Tennessee, where you played football and basketball. Was football always your favorite sport to play growing up, or were football and basketball kind of equal as far as what you like to play the most?
To be honest, basketball was my favorite sport. I was good in football, but basketball was my go-to sport. And then I realized that everybody can average 18 to 16 points in basketball. Everybody can get 8 or 9 rebounds. So I wasn't doing a lot spectacular to stand out more in basketball. So I just, fall in love with the football world. And as I learned it, I just became better. And a lot of coaches and scouts saw my talent, and I kind of ran with it.
Yeah, and one thing that I found really super impressive was the fact that you were first team all-conference in basketball in college, and that you were 3rd in the league in scoring and you were 1st in rebounds. That's incredible. And then on top of that, you played tight end, nose guard, and you were the long snapper and had numerous Player of the Week awards at Lane College there. So one of the questions I guess that I have for you is that at Lane, we mentioned you played both sports, right? And did you ever consider dropping one sport and just focusing on one sport while you were at Lane?
Yes. I probably my sophomore going into my junior year of college, I started to realize that I was about to be done with college, and I started to see that football was going to be my go-to sport. So I started to lock in and focus more on football during my sophomore going into my junior season.
Yeah, so let's talk a little bit about when you first got into college though, right? And talk about how you balanced between football, basketball, as those 2 seasons kind of overlap a little bit as the winter starts to hit, right? And then also how you were able to balance your academics as well.
Okay. Really, my mom, she raised me the correct way first. I got to say that. She's been on me ever since I was a little kid. So going to school, doing my homework, making good grades, I've been doing this since elementary school. So when I got to college, it was a little different because now you don't have your mom waking you up in the morning, don't got you saying go to school. Now you got to do it on your own, but it was already instilled in me as a kid. So pretty much I just stayed focused in college. I wasn't there to party and have fun. Majority of my time in my life, I was just wanting to be successful in life so that I could be able to take care of my family.
Yeah, that's awesome. Shout out to the moms out there. None of us would be where we are today without our moms. I played college football. My mom was a big supporter of me at my community college as well. So yeah, having a mom to help raise us. But yeah, you get out to college and it's different, right? You're on your own for the first time. So you got to kind of focus on all that, right? One thing that I thought was really cool though is, you and me kind of have a connection because we both played a little semi-pro ball. Now it was probably a little bit different. You played down in, I believe in Tennessee, in that area. Is that correct?
Correct.
And I played in Iowa, so whole different ball of wax, whole different game, right? But the thing about semi-pro football that a lot of people don't know is it's kind of a free-for-all, right? It's a unique and different thing. So talk a little bit about your semi-pro experience if you can.
I played for this team called the Memphis Blast out of Memphis, Tennessee. Charles Thompson was the head coach, and he also the owner of the GDFL League. I traveled across the world playing with this team, and I got a lot of experience. And a lot of people don't believe that it's a lot of great athletes playing semi-pro that actually get overlooked. Just like it's hard to get in the NFL or the NBA, it's hard to get in arena ball because it's a lot of guys who ask for my help, but it's like I can't really help them because if you don't got certain film or if a coach don't really know about you, it's kind of like they really don't know you, so it's kind of hard. But in my semi-pro career, I enjoyed it because I learned a lot of different positions. I learned pretty much the business side of things as well because I was very mature to type of guy. I didn't take it for granted, so that's why I was able to be successful and be able to move up into the professional world.
Yeah. So how did your or is there anything currently that you still use that you learned in semi-pro football? Semi-pro football gets a bad rap that, oh, it's just a bunch of guys that are out there basically playing, unorganized football. But is there anything that you learned in your time as a semi-pro football player that you still use that helps you be successful on the field for indoor football?
I would say the most number one thing that I would never take for granted is basically taking the game for granted because it's a lot of guys that want to play. It's a lot of guys that get hurt and get injured. And so like me, I work out a lot. I take care of my body even off out the weight room with taking ice baths and going to higher cryotherapy. And the number one thing that I learned from semi-pro that I carried up into the professional world is never take the game for granted because it could be taken away from you at any time. And so that's one thing that I learned.
Yeah, absolutely. I love it. Like that's the one thing that I can definitely say about semi-pro ball is that there are a lot of guys who play in the semi-pro ball that could easily transition to the arena game, and they would do really well, or the indoor game and do really, really well. A lot of good athletes. I played with guys from Division I schools, Division II, Division III, all kinds of levels of college football, and some of the best football players I've ever seen. In fact, one of the guys that I played with actually went and became a star for the Philadelphia Soul in the Arena Football League, which to me is really, really cool. So yeah, I mean, like I would say that's a great piece of advice that you gave there. So my next question is actually a fan question. It came in from one of our fans named Connor Podany. I apologize if I butchered that name, but Connor Podany or Podany, he wanted to know, how did you get your nickname of Iron Man? On Facebook and social media, I know that you go by Iron Man. So talk a little bit about how you earned that nickname during your time here in indoor football.
I would say like my second season in which I was playing for the K-Ford Heroes and a coach by the name of Coach T. They call him Coach Terrence Foster. I got the Iron Man name because I played both sides of the ball. I was the starting tackle, and I also played nose guard as well. And then on field goal, I was a snapper as well. So I was always doing something to be a big guy. And so he was like, man, you're an Iron Man because you just play. And like a lot of times, yes, I get tired, but I never show my tiredness. I always want to be going. That's why I work out as much as I do. That's why I eat healthy. That's why I don't really do any drugs. That's why I don't do anything. So it's like, it's either work, home, gym. And so Iron Man came from me playing both sides of the ball offensively. So when it comes to the indoor world, I could play anything on the offensive line and I could play anything on the D line. So this is where the Iron Man came from.
All right. And I kind of assumed that, but I didn't want to assume anything. But that leads me into the next question then is, So you've talked about how you've played offensive line, defensive line. I think you mentioned to me the other day when we were chatting that you played a little bit of tight end even in indoor ball. But if you had a preference, if somebody was like, hey, you have to pick one, what would you prefer to play? Offensive line, defensive line? What's your choice?
I would say offensive line.
That's unique. That's because
Yeah.
I think most people would say defensive line. So give us a little bit of like why you would pick offensive line.
To be honest, I love to protect. I'm a protector when it comes to my kids. I'm a protector when it comes to my mom. When it comes to my family, I'm a protective guy. So I love to protect the running back. I love to protect the quarterback, even the receivers, or even my other lineman just next to me. Like my goal is to protect and make sure that my guys around me is safe. So whatever they got a problem, they're the rescue. So I fell in love with just blocking, and I just love the contact, and I just love to hit people even though I don't want to tackle. I mean, I can play defense and tackle people, but I just think that it takes a special type of guy who want to protect another man.
Absolutely, 100%. And I have seen the quarterbacks that have been listed as signees this year, and they look like they are going to be some talented men, but they also look like they can move around a little bit in that pocket. So they're going to need somebody big like you who can protect them, whether it's their blind side or their front side, either way. But I've seen you in person. I've been around you. I know you're a big guy. I could stand behind you and disappear. And the people that know me that are watching this right now, they know how big I am. So that speaks a lot to how much you could help protect the running back and the quarterbacks this season. So I'm really excited to watch you move people around and just be a part of our offensive line this season coming up in the 2023 season. So at this time, we're going to transition into our feature that we have called Grillin' the Beef. So these are 5 rapid fire questions. I'm going to throw them at you, and I want you to give me the first thing that you think of. Are you ready?
I'm ready.
All right. Favorite food?
Pizza.
All right. Any kind of particular kind of pizza?
Pepperoni.
All right. Favorite athlete of all time?
Paul Pierce.
Okay. All right. That's a good one. All right. Dream vacation spot?
Somewhere on the beach.
All right. All right. And then the last one, a sport that you've always wanted to try or be a part of, but you haven't had the chance to yet.
Golf.
Golf. Okay. All right. Not the answer I thought I would get from you, but that's okay. It's all right. Golf. Awesome. We do have Top Golf in Omaha, so maybe sometime you'll get a team function out there and you guys can go do that. I was able to reach out to Coach Pat Pimmel, our head coach for the Omaha Beef for the 2023 season. I have a standing relationship with him from a few years ago when he was with the Beef, and I just wanted to kind of get his thoughts on you as a player. So Coach Pimmel shared some thoughts with us. He just said, I've been following him on social media, and he's working off the field to be in the best shape and coming into camp. He's a first-class player. He loves to compete, and I think that he knows the talent that we have coming in, and he will compete, make everyone better, and could become a leader for this team. And we are blessed to have him. We've got a lot of guys that I know who are, who've been with this team for a while that may or may not be coming back. But what are those words that Coach Pimmel thinks that you could become a leader with this team, and just kind of the things that he said? How does that make you feel?
It makes me feel great to have a coach that believe in you before you even have played it down for him. I talk to him a lot on the phone. We text a lot as well. And he almost like a father to me because like my dad is not around. He never really been around as much in my life. And so but when I first met him and first started talking to him, I can just tell that it was a connection instantly. And I also had the respect for him as well because he gonna tell you exactly how it is and how he wants things to be done. And he'll tell you if you don't do what I say or if you don't do it like I want to, then I can find somebody else to do it. So that's what I always respected about him. And we kind of like just got that father and son relationship. And like I say, I talk to him a lot, and I'm actually excited that he look at me and view me in that way. And that's why I grind the way that I do, because I don't want to let him down, neither or my teammates down.
Yeah. So I've met Coach Pimmel, like I said, several times. I'm very excited that he's back with the Beef, and I'm looking forward to seeing what him and the rest of the coaching staff have for us this upcoming season. I feel like I would be remiss if I didn't say or ask this question. How does it feel to know that 2 years ago, during the 2021 season, the Omaha Beef played the Salina Liberty in the CIF championship game and won? And then last season, you had to know this question was coming. Last season, you were on the opposite sideline in Omaha when we played you guys, and then also in that championship game where you guys did end up beating us. So how is it going to feel for you the first time that you step on in an Omaha Beef uniform in front of the crowd at the slaughterhouse? How do you feel? I think that's going to feel.
Actually, I'd be excited because I'll be on this side now, because like I used to hate playing in the slaughterhouse. Like you can't hear anything in there. And so like going outside of counts, it makes it very difficult for a team to really focus, and it's hard for the team to really do the things that they would normally do because it's so loud in there. And so I'm kind of excited to be on this side of the fence than to be on the opposite side of the fence.
Awesome. And then that leads me into our final question of the night. What is one thing, or what is the thing that you're looking forward to the most about being a member of the Omaha Beef?
Pretty much the ownership. I'm looking forward to the ownership, the fans. I'm looking forward to playing in the slaughterhouse. And to be honest, it's some guys that I really want to play against that I can't wait. So I'm locked. Yeah,
I'm looking forward to the 2023 season. Every day that gets closer, I'm just sitting here and I'm just salivating and excited about this team. I see guys like you, and I see some of the other signees that we have, and our guest next on the next episode. I can't wait to interview him and see him in the orange and black as well. Really, really excited to watch this team in 2023. Steven, tell the fans where they can find you on social media.
Yes, you can find me on Facebook, at Anthony Ironman. Also, my Instagram is Anthony Ironman as well. Like my middle name is Anthony, so a lot of people get confused because they might type my name in Stephen Fluker. It won't be me, but if you put in Anthony Ironman, then yes, you'll find me on Facebook or Instagram.
Yeah, and I can vouch that that is his Facebook page. It did catch me off guard at first when I was trying to find him. I was like, who is this Anthony Ironman guy? But then I saw it. I was like, okay, that makes sense. I get it now. And I love it. And speaking of the 2023 season, Steven, you get to be a part of something really special. From time to time on this podcast, we are going to have special announcements and even reveals, things that no one else is going to get the opportunity to reveal for the Omaha Beef franchise for 2023. And tonight, we get the privilege of showing all the fans who are watching this, and it's the first time you've seen it, it's the first time I've seen it, the game ball for the Omaha Beef for the 2023 season. So let's take a look at that. What is your first impression of that football?
I love it. Like it looked like it's the ball we're gonna be having in this championship this year in 2023. Like the ball is, the receiver's gonna love it, the quarterback's gonna love it, and I would love to snap their ball as well. And I think the fans will love their ball, so it's a lot of kids gonna be excited to get a souvenir.
That's right. It's funny. I've heard about this black and white football for 3 years now, and we're finally going to get it. And I can't wait. It looks so awesome. It's going to be the coolest football in the league. And like you said, when the championship game rolls around, we're going to watch that football flying through the slaughterhouse. It's going to be awesome. But Anthony, we want to thank you for being on the podcast here with us tonight. Is there anything else you'd like to say to the Omaha Beef fans?
Go Beef.
That's right, Omaha Beef fans. That was offensive lineman Stephen Fluker. Super excited to have him on the team. Our next episode is going to air on January 9th, and our guest is going to be the 2022 CIF Rookie of the Year running back Tobias Taylor, who is now a member of the Omaha Beef. So I'm looking forward to that. Thank you guys for tuning in tonight. We appreciate each and every one of you. And until next time, go Beef!
Slaughterhouse, are you ready? DJ next one. You ready? 3, 2, 1, go! Welcome to the